Sport fans, I'm Michael Sakal.
And I'm Brandon Wicker.
And how the hell are you?
Coming to you again live from Bellacino's, home of the A1 Bomber.
Well, obviously, this is a sports show, but I want to talk to you about the weather, if you don't mind. I want to get your 5-day forecast. And basically, what I want to talk about is the second major storm that is happening again to the city of Houston. I don't know if you've heard about the other hurricane going there. It's Harvey's cousin, Hurricane Astros.
Oh, yes, I've
I've
heard
seen
of it.
that team, where the ass blows, as we put it this way, because there's a blowout happening right now in Major League Baseball.
Well, I kind of been looking at them all year long. They're a heck of a team, and they're showing you right now why they're there.
I mean, 2 games here, they're up 2-0, 8-2, 8-2 in both games. And like I have written down here, I think that second baseman, if there's a chance for an MVP for the second round of the playoffs, here's a guy hitting over 700. He's got 4 RBIs and 3 home runs already. This dude is out of control.
And he's also up for league MVP, too.
I mean, I'm looking here. These guys they're just hammering it. And what about they just hammered Sale? Sale he wasn't even a part of this game.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that's the thing. The Red Sox don't have a catch-up lineup. They're not stacked with people that are going to, bomb home runs all over the place. I do look for that one to be the first one concluded.
I think you get this broom out. It's a sweep. And then, speaking with the American League, we were just talking about it earlier. The Indians are now up 2-0, and the elbow, or was it the elbow, that was hit last night with that controversial call that led to, I believe it was Lenore hitting the grand slam, which again helped the Indians get back into this and win and basically steal game 2 from the Yanks.
It was unfortunate. I don't really know the rule. They're claiming that Girardi should have looked at it or had him look at it.
Yeah, Smoking Joe should have threw out the red flag and had a challenge in it. Even if it wasn't the rules, you just play the dumb rule. I don't know any different, but at least have him look at it again. Because when they show in slow motion, it really doesn't look like he's getting hit, but he did a good acting job.
I think something that changes the complexion of the game like that should have been looked at automatically.
Yeah. And then I think, back to business, back to work as usual.
But, we're staying in the American League before you leave it. The Yankees, even though they're down 2-0, they have the kind of lineup that can bash right back at the Indians as long as they get their pitching in a row. You know what I'm saying?
I completely agree.
It could come back to Cleveland too, for that matter.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I mean they have a lineup. But when we look across the board, like I've been telling you, there's so many teams out in there I wouldn't want to play. It's ridiculous. The lineups are the Diamondbacks, the Astros, the Dodgers. It's just unbelievable.
I mean,
I hate to be a pitcher.
No, there's at least 3 extremely exciting baseball teams: the Indians, the Astros, and your boys who are back to work as normal. The Cubs 3-0 last night over the Nationals. And then the nightcapper, I guess we could say, the other was the Dodgers holding off the Diamondbacks 9-5. And you're right, there are some seriously exciting baseball teams. I think no matter what, when it's all said and done, these playoffs have been exciting since the play-in games, whatever you want to call them. In the World Series, no matter what 2 teams we get, we're definitely getting a 7-game World Series.
And I was almost automatically giving that one to the Dodgers because at home and Kershaw. But Kershaw's not pitching the next game, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, and you're right. The Diamondbacks, when their bats are heavy and hot, they just nail it. Goldsmith's out of control when he gets up there. He just hurts the ball, I think.
Oh yeah.
Now, before we get into Week 5, let's kind of go back a little bit in time. Here we have 4 weeks out already into the NFL, and just out of curiosity, give me 2 teams. What team so far has impressed you, and what team so far you're scratching your head going, what the frig is wrong with these guys?
I'm going to say, obviously, the Chiefs have impressed me. And then I have to scratch my head a little bit looking for a second team. The Lions. I have to go Lions. It just, it kind of snuck up on there. They fixed that defense really quick. We talked about the Megatron, probably getting rid of him made Stafford a better quarterback. Now he has to look the field over instead of hanging in on one person. But yeah, I go to Lions and Chiefs. That'd be in my book.
I got a little segment here. I'm calling it the Buffalo Bills. Are you cashing in, or are they still counterfeit? Basically, here they are. This team, they're 3-1. They first week of the season, you know, they beat up on the Jets 21-12. Second week, they ended up taking a loss. What's that?
That's a good Rush album. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the second week they did lose 9-3 to the Cam Newtons. Week 3 this is where they all of a sudden, you know, started getting everyone's attention. 26-16 over the Broncos, and then week 4 last week, 23-17 over Atlanta. This team may in fact have the best defensive secondary in the league right now. 6 interceptions in only 4 weeks. They're playing. I got written down here. That defense plays hungry ball. They're going towards the ball. And then also what I really like is what they're doing with Taylor. No more than 30 attempts. They're keeping this dude in control. They got Shady running the ball. He's not completely crushing that, but they are making it a point to keep this dude, you know, in check. And then if that system works, how do you not impressed? Now the thing is, though, what I will say, and that's what I have written down, I am not ready to totally cash in on this Bills team until they beat the Patriots.
Yeah, they're using McCoy too as a good receiver out of the backfield.
And then here, like I said, they're 3-1 right now. I looked at the remainder of their season. They got the Bengals coming up, the Buccaneers, the Raiders, the Jets, the Saints, the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Patriots, the Colts, the Finns, the Patriots again, and then they finish with the Finns. I actually have this team. There's a possibility they can go 11-5 and make the playoffs.
And if you're not going to add another team, I'd like to throw in the Rams, just to the point that we're going to find out this week if they are for real. But who's your second team?
Well, as
that
far
impresses you?
Obviously the well-balanced, well-oiled, you know, managing football team as themselves. You know, Andy Reid's Chiefs. I think that they are by far the most balanced team. I just love how, if you look back at his career with Alex Smith, he's been just basically picked apart, can never win, can't do this, can't do that. All he is a manager, and guess what? I'll take a managing football quarterback anytime over these so-called, you know, gunslinging, you know, will put the game on my back guy. I mean, you don't need it, obviously. Now, as far as what team at this point are you, like, scratching your head wondering what the hell is going on around here?
Well, for me, one of them is the Chargers. I expected more from them, and maybe more will come because, you know, a lot of times they do this. They start off bad and, you know, win some later on. If I had to pick another one, maybe the Seahawks. Although sometimes it looks like they're getting back together, but they're just like a little bit in disarray. You know, that I wasn't expecting. I expect you got the Rams leading that division. Of course, it's early, but and they're right there to me with the Patriots. There's just something there that's not clicking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got written down here. I got small men in giant uniforms. Here they are in New York, G-men, and they're 0-4. I mean, they lost to the Cowboys, they lost to Detroit, Philly, and to the Tampa Bay Bucks. And does anybody know Eli's last name? He is a Manning. Can they get the guy some help? I mean, this guy's getting crushed. I mean, I looked at it. He was sacked 3 times in week 1. He was sacked 5 times in week 5. He's been battered and beaten up. He's averaging 42 attempts a game, and he's only getting an average of 60 yards rushing. His offensive line sucks. Somebody needs to get this man some freaking help, or he's not even going to make it past week 10.
Yeah, that's the
problem. What is going on with this team? Yeah. And then, Dan Beckham, you know, his foot hurt in week 1, so he couldn't play. He did have 4 catches against Detroit for 36 yards. Now, the last 2 weeks, he did pretty well. I mean, he had 9 catches and 79 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he pissed all over the end zone in Philadelphia. And last week against Tampa, he did have 7 catches for 90 yards. But this team is being a total disarray. I actually had this team at one point. My thought was they were going to win the division. I don't even know what's going on with these guys. They're a total mess. And I agree. The Chargers, I said it year after year after year. I think they should have broke that team apart and started all over again. The Browns, I don't understand how you can suck since 1912 and you get first-round draft picks year after year.
Watch it.
Huh?
I said watch it.
I mean, I think the Browns do. I think they need to get some personnel changes in there and somebody who actually knows how to evaluate talent.
They're actually in a pick'em game today with the Jets, and I'm going Browns.
So then,
Let's go.
here we go. I mean, the game of the week. Obviously, this is why I got the big hat on, because we got a big game this week.
He's all about it.
You got your 3-1 Packers visiting the 2-2 Cowboys.
My partner in crime, Michael Jones.
Does it get any better than this? Huh?
For this week, looking at the schedule, that's definitely one of the better games besides the Lions and Panthers. Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that.
Well,
I have Chiefs Texans. That's gonna be a good game too.
yeah. Well,
If you're still watching the NFL, by the way.
just to simply break down this Packers game, it's basically, I think it's going to come down to Rodgers and that young, inexperienced defensive secondary Cowboys. I have no faith at all that they're going to be able to figure out a way to contain Nelson or Randall Cobb. I think he's going to pick them apart. I think this game can get ugly early, and it could just be out of control because I think they can score very quickly. They can run up this score. And unless the Cowboys can figure out a way to get back to last year's ball control, and control that clock, this game, I'm not really sure the Cowboys are ready for this kind of game.
And on my team, that's what I worry about. The defense is just not that good. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to start with, of course, holding Elliott.
But if it gets into a shootout, I don't think that the Cowboys are ready for this. And I could say this to all you Packer fans out there. I think we've heard this little slogan not too long ago in the past. Relax. I got the Packers winning this 38-24, unfortunately, Cowboy fans, unless Zeke figures out a way to do something more than his 3.6, yards attempts. That's the only chance they got. They got to run the shit out of that ball.
Your boys have figured out a way to keep him on the field week by week so far. So
Yeah, I think it's
thanks to that good Dallas judge you got there.
I think it has something to do with Jerry's checkbook because he's got a lot of pages in there.
So what are some of your picks this week then?
I am taking the Lions. I said the Lions. I know I'm in Lions country. I'm definitely taking the Lions over the Cam Newtons. Or should I say, now speaking of the Cam Newtons, I don't want to start getting into pass patterns and things like that because I don't want to upset anybody out there. God forbid if you say something you don't know and then Cam makes fun of you.
We're not going to pick on.
I don't think Cam is ready for that front four. They're going to just crush him. And if I was that female reporter who kind of got joked and teased on, wouldn't it be so funny if she was to say to Cam this week, Cam, I'm not looking to add salt to the wound, but we're kind of getting tired of every time you get knocked down and hit, you get up crying. Just
like
suck it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm going with you on that one. I'm Lions all the way.
And then I got, somebody's got to win game with the Chargers and the Giants. Somebody's got to win that game. I'm taking the Giants simply because they're home. And we were talking earlier, the Ravens and the Raiders, but you're telling me Carr's not playing. And if the Carr's not playing, unfortunately, as bad as the Ravens suck, I'm taking the Ravens on that. And the Seattle Rams game, this is a big question for the Rams. If they can win this, then guess what? Yeah, maybe they are for real at this point.
Now, if I may add, I think the Raiders can tear up the Ravens, even with E.J. Manuel.
I don't know. And then I guess the Sunday night game, are the Chiefs going to remain 5-0 going into Houston? That's a tough win to ask.
You want my bold predictions?
Yes, let's hear it.
I have to clarify one game, though, because in the one game, neither team has a win. I was going to say all losers get a win this week. And in the Charger-Giant game, I'll take the Chargers.
Wow. So obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we all know the history. Since I took the Giants, he's taking the Chargers. Put your money on the Chargers.
But of course, you can laugh at me because that would mean the Browns are going to win. The Dolphins are going to get a win.
You got the Dolphins beating the Titans.
Sure.
Really?
Why not? About time.
All right, let's finish this
All right, let's
off.
get off that. Let's
finish this off.
We also had another good thing happen besides the great baseball we've been seeing. The National Hockey League kicked off this week.
Or is it pucked off?
Yeah, pucked off.
Yeah.
Yeah, however you want
Yes,
to say
yes,
it.
yes, it
They
is.
kicked off their season, pucked it off, and Blackhawks opened up with a nice 10-1 victory.
Isn't it
Beautiful.
a shame? It's probably, if it's not the best, it's probably one of the best actual sporting events that we have, and they get no love. They get
No love, and I don't know about you. I have tons of friends out there that are NFL fans no longer, and they just can't wait for the hockey season.
Yeah, I think the best thing that could happen to football, they can take that kneel down and shove it up to you know what. The baseball playoffs are absolutely incredible.
Incredible.
I've already been hearing the hints and whatnot with basketball that everybody and their brother is going to be kneeling down, sitting
Don't
down.
watch it anyway.
For whatever reason, they decided to ask Kobe what he's going to do. This guy's been retired from. Who cares what you're going to do, Kobe? You know what you're going to do during the national anthem? You're going to be sitting down because you're a fan, just like the rest of us. College basketball. How about college football?
Okay.
I got three games. I got three games that, to me, make any sense. It's West Virginia is traveling to TCU.
And I'm looking at that. TCU should handle it.
That's right. I got home field advantage. I got the Miami Hurricanes and Florida State. That's always a great game. I'm taking Florida State as the home team.
We have the annual Michigan State-Michigan game.
And then, yes, and I'm also taking home team as well with Michigan on that one.
And not often they meet, and not both of them are ranked. And Michigan's ranked 7th. Also, we had the Thursday night loser, or Wednesday night, whenever it was, where number 24 NC State beat Louisville.
Yeah.
Louisville was 17. I don't know what that's going to do to them, but 39-25, that was a pretty good beating.
I think what Louisville ought to do here should take a note out of that basketball team and start, recruiting with some more strippers and maybe throwing some more money into that football team when they get these kids
I
out of
agree
high
with
school.
you.
Now, last thing I do, as usual with this college top 10, poll, still pisses me off that Ohio State is number 10. Meanwhile, Washington State, who actually beat USC, is number 11. I just don't understand it, and it's kind of annoying if you ask
And
me.
Washington State wins today, and I know Oregon is not ranked, but you know how that is when you're in that rivalry Pac-10 game. If they handle them today, they're going to have to be recognized.
And I got to tell you, how about your conference? You got Penn State number 4, Michigan number 7, Wisconsin number 9, and the Ohio State number. Not so bad, huh? Have 4 of them in there. And then the best part is, don't they all play each other in one way, shape, or form?
Not always now, because they split.
Yeah.
They did that thing where they doubled up like the SEC. So some years you don't play everybody.
But I think it's guaranteed Michigan's going to play Ohio State. And I
Yeah.
think it's guaranteed Penn State will play Wisconsin or one of
think
the
so,
other
yeah.
two, right? So it'll get pretty exciting. All right, sport fans, as usual, enjoy your Sunday. You got an incredible lineup of sports. Football, baseball, basketball's coming up. Hockey's already started. Is there any good races going on at this point?
Well, they're in the chase.
Yeah.
I might have to get back into it a little. I've kind of been disgruntled with the way they ruled that place up. I don't really like it, but don't forget to have a good Saturday also. There's baseball and hockey and everything going on.
Yes, it is.
College football.
So enjoy yourself, sport fans. Have a good one.
Have a good one.